Sometimes when you're putting a scene together, you want to load in setups that you have in other scene files, and we can use load items from scene to take advantage of that. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to build a quick little light rig. So I'm going to add a null, and I'm going to call this my light kit. Okay, and let me just grab a few lights. I'm going to make a point light and kick it over here, raise it up some, and I'm going to clone that and move it down here, and I'm going to clone that and move it over here. Okay, so this is going to be our little light rig, our little light setup. I'm going to go over to the scene editor, and I'm going to grab all of the lights, including the original distant light, and just drag it to the light kit so that I can parent it. That way I've got my little master mover here. Okay, let me save this scene off. Save scene, and I'm just going to call this light kit. Clear the scene, and say I start loading in my other objects, and I'm like, okay, it's time to light, and hey, I've got this great little light kit that I used on my last project, and I want to take advantage of it again. So instead of building it again or remembering the settings and building it from scratch, I'm going to go over to load from scene, pick the scene that I want to load items from, and as you can see, I can load cameras, lights, objects. I'm going to load the light kit. I could select all, but I don't want to worry about the camera or anything. And I could select each one of these, or I could just double click on lights and grab all the lights and hit OK. And now I've loaded up the light rig from the other scene. Okay, so I use this all the time for loading up light rigs, but where it really comes into play for the type of stuff I like to do is the character rigs. What I like to do is build a character rig in another scene than the scene that I'm going to be actually doing my animation in. That way I can test out my rig, I can build the rig, there's nothing else in the scene while I'm constructing it. Save that off as like a master rig scene for that particular character, and then once I'm ready to start working on a particular shot, I can just go load items from scene and load each individual character that's pre-rigged. I don't have to rig 3 characters in the same scene. They're already rigged, load them in, ready to go and start animating. And so if you're working with a team of people, a team of artists, then you're able to all be working from the same rig and know that you're loading in the entire setup. So it's great for light rigs and for character rigs and vehicle rigs and things like that. So you can come over to the items tab and choose load from scene, or you can come over to the File menu, Load Items from Scene. It's the same thing, just 2 different places that you can access it. And again, that's just a quick look at Load Items from Scene.